If you're like us, you can't look away from Hulu's The Act. Joey King and Patricia Arquette are captivating as the mother-daughter duo Gypsy Rose and Clauddine, Dee Dee, Blanchard. But there's a new character, real person, we're about to meet on the show, Gypsy Rose's boyfriend, and her mother's killer, Nicholas Godejohn. Who is Nicholas Godejohn? Before Nick Godejohn crossed paths with Gypsy, he was living in Wisconsin with his family. While not much is known about him personally, he was reportedly diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder and a low average IQ. He also had a run-in with the law in 2013 at the age of 23 when he was allegedly caught masturbating while watching pornography at a McDonald's, according to a local report on Patch.com. Authorities also found a large folding knife in his pocket, and he was charged with carrying a concealed weapon and disorderly contact. Hulu. How did Gypsy and Nick meet? The two met on a Christian dating site, according to the BuzzFeed article that inspired the Hulu show. According to BuzzFeed, the two bonded over BDSM, which stands for bondage, discipline, sadism, and masochism. The couple created an imaginary life online, wearing costumes for each other and talking about violence, along with the Godejohn's evil side. It wasn't until 2015 that the two would meet in person. The murder of Dee Dee Blanchard. For almost her entire life, it appears Gypsy was abused by her mother, who claimed she had a litany of illnesses, including leukemia and muscular dystrophy. She was forced to use a wheelchair, even though she could walk, and had a feeding tube, even though she could consume foods and liquids orally. Many have determined Dee Dee likely had Munchausen syndrome by proxy, a condition where a caregiver falsifies health problems in order to gain sympathy from others. Courtesy of ID, Gypsy made all of this known to Godejohn, and though they allegedly discussed other options for removing her from her mother's household, they ultimately went ahead with the murder, which they called Plan B. Me and Nick were talking one night and he said that he would do anything to protect me, and I asked him, anything, and he said, yeah, Gypsy said in a Discovery ID special. For anybody, I asked, he said, yeah, even my mom, I asked, he said, yes, and that's when this kind of plan started to develop into a murder plot. Godejohn allegedly stabbed Dee Dee to death while Gypsy hid in the bathroom. Then, the couple took a bus to his home in Wisconsin, according to local news station KY3. 4 days later, on June 14, 2015, police found Dee Dee's body and arrested the couple the next day. We thought we would never get caught, Gypsy said. I felt like this is a fairy tale and I was going to be princess that got rescued, but what started as a fairy tale ended as a horror movie. Gypsy was reluctant to confess, but Godejohn told authorities almost immediately, the truth is, okay, I'll admit it, I did actually stab her mom. Where is Nicholas Godejohn today? In November of 2018, a jury convicted Godejohn of first-degree murder. Then, in February 2019, the now 29-year-old was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Before he heard his sentence in February, Godejohn spoke to the court and told the judge that he had never experienced a close relationship with a woman, and when he finally did with Gypsy, it made him blind in love. It's missing. It's always been a missing link, he said. That's the reason why, I guess, when I got so deep into this situation where I fell in love so deeply. He's also serving a 25-year sentence for armed criminal action. Are Nick Godejohn and Gypsy Rose still together? Gypsy pled guilty for second-degree murder and is currently serving her 10-year sentence. She'll be eligible for parole in 2023, and has made it clear that she and Godejohn are no longer together. He was very much like my mother in certain ways. Both of them were very controlling. And I feel like I was trained my whole life to do as I was told, and I feel like he wanted that for a girlfriend. Gypsy told ABC News in January 2018. Godejohn has since said that he's felt deserted by Gypsy. Unfortunately, because of how far I went, I feel as if she's betrayed me, Godejohn said. I feel that she's abandoned me.